you're following for the first time the Aga Khan I, who we actually know very little about unless you're one of these scholars. And I think you begin to see the different levels of the Imam, that their role is just not on the spiritual side. It focuses on the political side, in the locations that they lived, the people who they had to interact, the governments which they had to interact, and obviously to safeguard their own community, but also a wider community.
I think one of the things that really stood out for me in this book is the very up close and personal window it gives us into the daily life of the Imam. There is a number of sections in the book where we see him engaged in up close and personal combat with soldiers from the Qajar army, and the sort of human relationships that develop, relationships with those around him, with his followers, with members of local society, and the type of very close and very strong following that he had among many of the people in the regions in which he traveled.
I didn't realize that there was so much political as well as spiritual battles that happened through the journey. I didn't realize that how much the Imams really had to go through.
The most important thing that I was feeling very closely was the personal, intimate voice of a human being who, apart from his position as the Imam of the Ismaili community, was coming out as somebody who is very accessible, whose description of the events of his life has got a very human touch to it, which is making it particularly close to the heart of anybody. The voice of the human writer is quite evident and quite touching, the way the joys and sorrows and the pains and the frustrations of a human being is depicted in it.
Wonderful to learn about Imam Hassan Ali Shah's journey from Persia into India. This is one of a very fascinating subject which most of us are really not only intrigued, but we are thirsty. We want to know. We need to run more programs, and this one step, one book is a wonderful initiative.
I guess it's something that the younger generation should come. I didn't see many young people today, but it would bring more of the younger culture, younger generation to events like this.